Good afternoon, everyone. We are back with another video. It is Martin Luther King Day, and we're at the park practicing basketball drills. I just ran the heck out of the kids. They think they done though. Not with Coach Marshall. I need you to get his stamina up because he was struggling in that game on Saturday. So that's why we're here, and to get him out of the house because they was getting on my nerves. You know how it is on holidays when your kids are just in the house. They just. But anyways, so this is what we're doing. We're at the park. I'm officially single. No, not necessarily single, but a single parent. Put it like that. I'm still married, but I'm a single parent at the moment because my husband is officially deployed. And yeah, it's gonna be different. I've never done this with two kids, but as busy as they keep me, I think it'll go by very quickly. Hopefully it'll go by quickly. So, especially with, I need to pluck my eyebrows. Y'all, never mind that. Especially with basketball season. I'm gonna try and get Jaden in basketball. Football's over. So, I'll just keep myself busy. But, yeah, so he left the other night or morning. I cried a little bit. I didn't cry in front of them. The kids were sad, but they were also tired because it was like the middle of the night. We went to bed kind of late. Not super late. We went to bed kind of late because, last minute deployment packing, you know how that goes. I don't know why they wait to the very last minute. Like, I'm gonna put a clip in here of that night because it was stuff everywhere. You're that guy. You're that dude. Packing at the last minute. Does everybody do this?
Sometimes. So the only reason why you see me packing last minute like this is because I didn't know if I was getting our new uniforms or not, because I only had one set. So I was planning on taking our old ABU pattern stuff and I was gonna end up packing it. So that's why this stuff is still kind of laying out.
Other than that, today we're just doing this. I was getting myself organized, figuring out my schedule for the next couple of weeks as far as Julian's basketball practicing and games and stuff, because he sometimes has games all weekend. Also trying to figure out like meal prepping. I'm about to start meal prepping because I gotta get this weight off of me, my back. I need to start strengthening my core. So I took out some meat, just looking up ideas. I'm gonna start the 21-day fix again. So I was figuring out my containers. So I'm just gonna do better, you guys. I'm just gonna do a lot better. No more excuses. And then I'm gonna stay like that this time. No more going back and forth. So sorry if it's windy. It is a little breezy here in San Diego today. Why do you go to that court? Just do whatever they want to do. There are the boys. And basketball, what they love most in life. Besides their mother, of course. What's up, y'all? So we're back home. I'm about to make some dinner. It's gonna be this Hillshire Farm sausage and peppers over rice. Well, cauliflower rice for me, rice for the boys. And I'm about to show y'all how I make it. Here we go. Typically when I make this meal, I use 2 packets of the Hillshire Farm sausage because I'm usually cooking for a family of 4. But this time I'm not cooking for a family of 4, so I decided to use the leftovers for meal prepping for the rest of the week. So as you can see, I'm dicing all the pieces and then cutting them in half. Meanwhile, I put a little bit of olive oil in my pan and start warming that up. So therefore, when I finish cutting, I can go ahead and transfer the pieces over to the pan so they can start browning. As you can see, the type of sausage that I used was chicken, and I believe the flavor was basil and herb. I'm not 100% sure, but the color of the chicken label was green. They have another one that's brown. It's garlic and herb. I believe that's the flavor. It's chicken as well. So this time I decided to cut the pieces a little better by cutting the sausage down the middle and then dicing it. So I cut it a lot faster this time. I don't know why I did it like that the first time. So once I get all the sausage into the pan, make sure I brown it. This you want to put on a low to medium heat because the sausage will stick to your pan. So you do want to watch it. While the sausage is browning, pull out your cutting board, and that's when you want to cut up your vegetables. I decided to use onion and bell pepper. Sometimes I use broccoli, sometimes I use asparagus. It just depends. Now the key to onions, when you first cut open a fresh onion, you want to run it under cold water for about 10 seconds. That will eliminate you first crying like a little baby, and it'll keep you from getting that oniony smell on all over your fingers and stuff. So as you can see, I sliced them and then cut them into thirds. Then I decided to use both a red and green bell pepper. I love red bell pepper because they are sweet, so I even use them as a snack sometimes. Julian even loves them, so that's how good they are. So consider that for a snack next time for yourself. So here I am just dicing up the bell pepper. I actually cut them into like thirds, almost the same size as the onion. And then periodically I would step aside and stir up the meat because you don't want to forget about your meat. Otherwise it will burn. Your pan will burn. It almost happened to me. Trust me, I know. Once your sausage is brown according to your likings, you want to go ahead and pour your sausage into another dish for the time being. And set your pan back on the stove. add a little bit more olive oil, and then put all your veggies in there, and you're going to begin sauteing them. Now you want to keep the same juices or oils from the sausage in the pan because it's going to go into the vegetables and absorb that flavor. Now I don't typically add any seasoning, but this day I decided to add just a little bit of the Mrs. Dash's seasoning, and I don't add any salt because the sausage is salty enough as it is. So you just want to, constantly stir up your veggies, and once they get a little bit softer, then you add your sausage back in, place a lid on your pan, and turn down the heat to about a simmer to create a juice. Alright y'all, so while that is cooking, I'm also doing some boil in a bag brown rice for the kids. You can either do that or you can steam rice, whatever you feel like doing. This is just faster. And then, so when that's done, the stuff is still simmering. What you want to do is let it simmer because it'll create its own juice by the top being on. And you kind of want a little bit of juice to pour over your rice, wet it up a little bit. So once the boil in the bag rice is done, then I'm gonna steam my cauliflower rice. I got it in the produce section of the commissary, but this is the cauliflower rice. So it's basically just chopped cauliflower, and you put this in the microwave and it is steaming, and it really doesn't taste like anything. I mean, cauliflower doesn't really have a flavor, and so it'll take on the flavor of whatever you put on it. This sausage, whatever I call it, I don't even know, I don't even have a name for it, mix, will have a flavor that the cauliflower rice will take over. Then I've also used it with chili. Couldn't taste it because the chili overpowered it. So if you're worried about a flavor on it or taste being, with this, it's really nothing to worry about because it doesn't taste like anything, and it's filling still without the carbs. So I'm gonna do that. Good thing because it's about to expire on the 25th. So I'm gonna steam that once I know that the boil in the bag rice is done or almost done, and so we can sit down all at the same time. Hey, you want to saute more than cooking because now you're just kind of keeping it warm, still wanting to soften those vegetables and create that juice. So that's about it. I will show y'all the finished product here in a little bit. Do you guys see how much water it has created? Like just juice. So that's what you want to put. And then get you a spoon. It's not a whole bunch, but it's enough to like wet your rice, like I said. You just put it over your rice. Okay, so I'm gonna do a cup of the cauliflower rice, which is equal to basically one green container on the 21-day fix. I can't find the green one right now, so I'm just gonna use that. And then I'm also gonna do a cup full of the sausage. So here's the cup full of a sausage and peppers. And that's a lot of food. So it's only 2 cups of food, but there's no carbs, so I will be full. So the leftovers, I decided to meal prep. So some are with cauliflower, some are with the brown rice. I did this because I had made so much and I know my kids are not going to eat it again, but I will. So it's lunch for me or dinner for me, for the rest of the week. So I'm good. So that about does it for this video for tonight. I hope that you guys did like it. Please remember to like this video share this video, and subscribe to our channel. Now I am about to go eat. See y'all in the next video.